Nice.
All right. Well, I got us on the internet now.
We're always on the internet.
Of course, I forgot to set up my curtain before I hit that. Whoops.
How embarrassing.
Damn it, John.
All right. Who's ready to start the show?
Born ready.
Oh, very much so.
Whoa, wait. Why the hell did you do that? Hang on. Sorry, I pulled up Audacity and it had my microphone volume set to like the bottom. No. That's not at all what we want to do. Wait, why? Oh. Okay, real quick. In Audacity, how do you do the thing to stop automated mic volume?
I don't know that you do. I think that was only Skype that had that setting. I thought Audacity, once you set it, is just like there.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, well, mine's definitely scrolling based upon how I'm talking.
It might be appearing that's fucking with it then. So one idea is for the appear-in call, you could just switch to using like it would kind of suck, but you could switch to using your laptop. Does the computer have a built-in mic? Shit, I think webcam has a built-in mic. So maybe
the webcam has a built-in mic.
So yeah, for the appear-in call, you could switch to the webcam mic and have Audacity use the snowball, and then that way appear-in can't fuck with it.
I think I'll just see. I've set it all the way to max, and it should be fine now. It seems to. No, wait. Fuck. Whatever.
Yum 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 yum.
What was that bit at the
I also
end?
have to make sure that I'm speaking at a consistent level the entire show, so nobody excite me about anything.
At that elevated level, that's what I've been trying to get from you for months now.
Maybe the whole time it's been auto-adjusting. We just haven't noticed.
I'm sorry, John. What was that?
Yeah. David, are you trying to say that's a hat trick?
That constitutes a hat trick, gentlemen. Here on Game That Tune at NPR.
I say we are at some point going to have to try the NPR version of the show. I don't like it, but it would be a fun challenge because I cannot speak below register whatsoever. It's just not what I do.
All right, well, let's speak back up at normal volumes.
Hey, just 1 second, real quick.
Sure.
God damn.
But yeah, just for you, John, I made sure not to use the phrase "naughty aughts" in any of the things that we're going live on right now.
Yeah, I would not share that if you had. Thank you. Ugh. Ugh.
What a mess.
I might be trying. Drunk. I also might be trying to throw up by the end of the show just for full effect. That's it for the naughty out.
At the end of the show, you just have like your finger down your throat, like, John, stop! No, don't do it.
Not worth it, John. That's a terrible bit.
It won't be that funny.
We're going to a no bits podcast. Stop it.
Wait, did Jesse leave? Oh, okay.
I think he's changing his mic settings.
Fuck this! I don't want to record tonight.
It makes it refreshing to do that.
No, so I noticed that my voice meter was recording your guys' audio too. And I was like, huh, I bet that would fuck John up real bad in the editing process.
It was going after one track? Yeah, it might.
So let me see if I can make it so it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta do one more thing.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, I really want to start.
See, this is what it's like every week with you.
Ugh. I was the first one on the online tonight. Like, what is this?
Yeah, you were.
I'm not throwing up the technical difficulty screen. I'm just gonna let it look all fucked up.
My man.
David split across like 2 video windows right now on the.
My man.
As it should be.
Deal with it.
I don't know. I still kind of like the version of deal with
Deal
it.
with it.
That's the one.
Still got it, baby.
I'm not gonna touch anything, but I mean, you guys can hear me, right? Hey, can you guys hear me?
Fuck.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Anyone?
I can hear you.
Okay, there it goes. Appearing like muted me for a bit there.
With good reason.
Probably because I said naughty odds.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. Are we?
Meow 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 meow.
I do think one thing is, so Jesse, when we get started here, I think I'm hearing a lot of clicks coming from your computer because the mic's picking them up, and I do think that Appearin is prioritizing those over like John talking. So once we get started, you'll want to like not touch things. Jesse, did you get all that?
Absurd.
Oh, I don't know if Jesse can hear us. Oh, man.
Hey, man. Patreon dollars at work. David, did you get that new mic stand?
No.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Jesse's trying to fix his headphone settings or something.
I am Turok!
Oh, man.
Hey, really? What's it taking so long?
God, I love that. All right.
What?
Hey, Jesse, can you hear us?
Yeah, but it's not picking up through my headphones.
What are you hearing us on?
The speaker, you can probably hear it through the microphone.
I don't actually. Oh, well, yeah, I do a little bit. Shit.
Like, I'm telling it to go through my headphones,
Mm.
and it's not.
Are you using that new USB adapter, Doodad?
Yes.
Okay.
Kitty, fuck off.
I would maybe try it without voice mirror this week. Just use the mic directly, with everything.
Mama.
Brah. That's what I haven't heard in a while.
Alpaca loose.
Wait, what?
Alpaca got loose.
Oh, right.
H-U-H. Oh man, this is dizzyfying. I got a dizzy spell.
What's up, Doc?
Why is that on there?
That was actually like on Jingle Palette when I downloaded it.
Nice.
Yeah, weird.
All right, Jesse. Everything working? I forgot about those two. Those are so good. And terrible. If you're talking, Jesse, I can't now.
That answers that.
we're so
I'm
late.
fire.
What's up, everyone watching right now?
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we've been live for like I mentioned it like 15 minutes ago that we were live. We've been live this whole time. I said we're on the internet now.
Yeah, I didn't.
That means we're live. And I was asking if you're ready to start recording because we were
You said
live.
we're on the internet now, but this is episode 115. We're aware that we're on the internet. We've been on the internet for 2 years.
When I ask if you're ready to record, it's because we're definitely streaming.
See, I always thought that like this was the part of the show where it just says game that tune and you make people wait and like nobody can hear us. So I've just been ticking around on the soundboard.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was that, and then I thought we were ready.
This is CNN.
Okay, it's coming through.
Sweet.
Now I just need if I can figure out how to make it so I can mute you guys, but still hear you guys.
Wait, explain?
So when you guys talk, it looks like it would be recording
Oh shit, Wesley's watching.
on my
Oh, and voice meter?
yes.
Let's just get rid of voice meter this week and try it
Use
next week
Audacity.
because I already hit go live on like all our things right now. Like we've been live for like forever. So let's just trash voice meter and we'll figure it out next week.
All right, say that again. Sorry.
I was saying let's just try it without voice meter this week. Let's just try Audacity
Okay.
because
All
we're already streaming. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. I never got a countdown, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah, because I
Down two.
when I start the count, when I ask if you're ready, it's because I've. Whenever I ask if you're ready, it's because I've already hit go live. Like,
Oh,
Hey!
I mean,
Proud of you.
I've had my finger over the record button this entire time.
because yeah, that's what I always do. Is I have the game at tune screen up, and then I switches on. I say, okay, Ron, you're ready to record, and then we do the countdown. Like I always do the countdown. Like people actually see the countdown.
Get everything rolling. I ask if you're ready. John makes fun of my penis, and then we're good.
Yeah.
And start recording at a different spot in your 5 countdown every single time. Certain things John does for every episode of Game That Tune. And then leave the stream going for 4 hours afterward.
Oh, that was bad. It was actually more like 12.
Yeah, the stream was going, but your recording came through last week. It was like 4.5 hours long. I think your like recording program maxed out.
Oh yeah, I ran out of hard drive space.
Love it.
Which is pretty bad.
I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat and I'm going upriver and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
We salute you, Colonel Guile.
Noted American Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, there's 2 Americans in the entire cast of 12 characters, and they get the muscles from Brussels to play him.
I loved it. I think they got a Hawaiian guy to be the sumo wrestler. So,
Oh yeah, and Sagat is definitely Native American.
hey man, yeah, I'm all for some West Studi, man. That guy's dope. Come on, in 1994, who had met someone from Thailand? How were you going to find that?
Although, I mean, props, Ming Na Wen is Chinese, so...
That's very good. Who's the guy that plays Ryu? Is he Japanese?
I don't know. I'm going to look up the cast.
I think he is. I think he's been in other martial arts stuff since then. Like, it didn't ruin his career.
It's still weird that, like, Ryu is a tertiary character. Like,
Yeah, he's barely in it.
Brian Mann. Hong
Byron
Kong.
Man. He's Hong Kong born.
Okay, yeah. Good enough.
Oh, he was on Arrow, so yeah, his career really took off.
That's what I feel like that's what they said when they cast Jackie Chan as a Japanese guy in Cannonball Run. Yeah.
That's close enough. He was in The Man with the Iron Fists, which, despite my love of kung fu movies and Wu-Tang, was a terrible fucking movie. So, there's that.
Oh god, yeah, looking at this cast list and everything, and I'm suddenly remembering like all of the weird bits in that movie, like how Dalsim and Blanca, like, oh, I'll take care of him, and they just walk into like a part of the lab and it collapses around them, and that's it. You never see them again. It's like, wait, what?
And the guy that plays Balrog is named Grand Bush.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also going through like, oh, that's it. Simon Callow. That's the thing that pissed me off. Wait, no, maybe it's not. Who is the guy? There's one thing that pisses me off so much. Oh, there it is. Captain Sawada. So they have every single character from the Street Fighter games except Fei Long. And then they have one Asian guy playing one member of the team who is an original character. It's like, why the fuck isn't he just Captain Fei Long? You missed one character and then cast this random part with an eight. What the hell, man?
And also, I'm pretty sure he's Japanese, so it would have been perfectly fine for him to be Ryu. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, they could have added. Doesn't Bruce Lee have a kid that acts? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know.
He did.
Oh.
Thinking of the Crow,
Yeah.
John.
It's kind of a touchy subject.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know. I don't.
Justin.
Kind of got shot when he wasn't supposed to get shot.
Yeah.
So.
Notorious in a way. Have we been recording yet?
Not yet.
No, still no countdown.
Oh, Jesse, I thought I was waiting on you. I thought you were figuring things out.
No, I said I said I was ready, and then
Son of a
you
bitch.
guys harassed me for not, being ready, and I said no one gave me a countdown. Then
Oh.
John started dropping a bunch of science on me and going about his business.
I thought, God, this whole time. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Game That Tune's back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington, here. We got John Regan producing the hell out of this episode. Say hey.
I am the worst producer on the planet.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Kicking ass. If you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, I'm assuming you actually joined us like 20 minutes ago for the live show. Apologies for that. We're going to listen to some video game music. We're going to try and guess the games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia, goof off, have fun. Whoever wins picks a theme, plays a bonus tune. It was our fantastic fearless leader, the John Deucer, that won last week's show. So, Johnny, I'm bracing myself. What is the theme for tonight's episode?
So there was this period of time from 2000 to 2009 that we later dubbed the Naughty Oddies.
And who is this we?
A lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean people in the 30s, came up with this term.
Right. Fantastic. So what is the theme, John? Say it clearly.
games from 2000 through 2009, also known as the Naughty Aughties.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I would have. I mean, I hate the phrase "naughty aughties." I don't like thinking about the Bush administration, but I would almost rather say Bush administration games and a little bit of Obama's administration. Like, I would do anything to avoid saying naughty aughties. I think we got a fantastic show tonight. We got tunes from an interesting period in gaming. I think we got a great fan request tonight. So I think we need to make up for lost time and jump right into it, Johnny. Let's go.
Game 1.
So this game has a cheats feature where you enter cheats like by actually punching in words. If you punch in a curse word, the main character of the game will appear and punch it away. All right. guys need any more trivia?
Is that a tease like last week?
No, I can come up with something. This
No, it's okay. Don't stretch yourself, John.
Actually, this game used the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater engine. I don't know if that helps you or not.
That helps to, I think, disprove my answer.
All right. So Jesse says Doom 3, which is incorrect. David says Shadow the Hedgehog, which is incorrect. John Harrington says Spider-Man 2, which is correct. Or I'm sorry, wait. Well, you know what? I'll give it to you anyways. This is Spider-Man 1, but they're basically the same game.
I don't think they are.
No, they're not.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay, sorry, nobody got it then. My bad. This is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 is a fun and cool open world like Spider-Man game for the PS2. What is the first Spider-Man game like if it runs on the Tony Hawk engine?
It is pretty fun looking, I'm not going to lie. Probably not great, though. It's got some pretty terrible voice acting and cutscenes and things like that, as games of this era often did.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was very close to using the main intro theme, which is a remix of the 1967 Spider-Man theme. What's that?
That would have led me to the same answer, probably. Because, yeah, I mean, who played the original Spider-Man game? And the scorekeeping thing, is this the PS1 Spider-Man?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't even have the right system.
It was on PS1. It was on PS1, 64, Dreamcast, Windows, and Game Boy Color. Although I assume the Game Boy Color had a very different soundtrack.
Why would you think that, John?
That's a clip that I want to pull for the next 100-episode free play jingle. I assume the Game Boy Color had a different soundtrack.
That's why we're the best.
And
it's that fitting analysis.
And the Nintendo 64 version didn't have cutscenes. It had stills with a little bit of like voice acting on top of them, but no actual cutscenes. And these cutscenes are great. I just have to play a scene. So let me, I guess, prep the game a little bit. So in the game, you're Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. How much prep do you need?
Yeah.
You're Spider-Man.
Hold on, David. In Spider-Man tradition, John needs to do the origin story.
So there's this kid.
So there's this guy. He's Spider-Man, and you go from building to building, mission to mission, and let me pull up the list of villains that are in this game because it was a pretty good list of villains. Of course, I didn't memorize it right before the show, and of course, I forgot to pull up Wikipedia right before the show.
It was.
That would have been a good lightning round.
Ooh.
Yeah, Alfred Molina.
Or electro round.
Jamie Foxx.
So,
Jamie Foxx.
So you get to fight Venom, Carnage, Scorpion, Rhino, Mysterio, Doc Ock, and a symbiote variant of Doc Ock. He mashes up with the symbiote at one point.
Oh no!
That actually sounds awesome.
Let's talk about
all of that.
Venom Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, it's basically like
Doc Ven?
It's like Carnage with more arms. Like
yeah.
Garbage. Yeah.
See, that's how they fixed the Venom movie. Have Dr. Octopus in it.
We should fix. All of Sony's movies would be better with Dr. Octopus in it.
Touche.
Just like it ends like like the Incredible Hulk did, where like somebody's pissed off in a bar, and then like Dr. Octopus comes walking in. It's like, I want to talk to you about this Venom situation you got here. Yeah. What are you doing here? I thought you were dead. Nope. Dr. Octopus, Alfred Molina, puts on the little shades with his octopus hand. All the Sony movies would be infinitely better with the rise of Molina. Anyway, John, so there's a lot of bosses in this game. I think there's a lot of bosses in all Spider-Man games. He's got a good rogues gallery.
Yeah.
What else about this game sets it apart from other Spider-Man games besides that it's the PS1 game that I don't know that anybody played? I mean, seriously, I thought we only loved Spider-Man 2, the game. Like
yeah, this is one of those things where it's like Street Fighter 1. Like, no, we all know Street Fighter 2. We all know Spider-Man 2. What's this Spider-Man 1 bullshit?
Exactly. And now we all know Ultra Spider-Man 4 Arcade Edition. And we're waiting for that DLC with more ridiculous costumes. that actually kind of fits Spider-Man. So sticking with it.
Yes.
But yeah, John, talk.
Well, so this does have Stan Lee providing narration throughout the game, which is pretty neat.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, Spider friends.
Take it back. You don't need
believers.
Excelsior.
And his voice acting is fine because he's just doing narration. But
Because he's Stan fucking Lee. That's why.
Duh.
Fact.
But I pulled some clips here that I just have to play. I have 2 clips. They're both great.
Good.
So the end of the game, Spider-Man emerges from an undersea base with Doc Ock, and Captain America comes in and pulls them away. And so the game ends with Spider-Man, Doc Ock, Spider-Man, Punisher, Captain America playing cards. And
Right, sounds fucking great.
I would watch that movie. And then parallel to that, you have a cutscene at a jail cell of Rhino, Scorpion, Mysterio playing cards while Doc Ock bangs his head against the bars, just pissed about his plan failing. Scorpion proceeds just kind of shit all over everybody. You're saying that Rhino, Mysterio, myself, Doc Ock couldn't get the Spider-Man? And Mysterio responds with,
Everyone knows you can't control the symbiote.
which sounds like John Lovitz. It's so good.
It does.
Acting.
It's John Lovitz yelling into a coffee can. Love it.
And then shortly after that, they're playing Go Fish, and Scorpion asks Rhino if he's got any threes.
So Rhino, you got any threes?
Hey, I got a bingo! Ha ha! You guys think you're so smart, but I won! Ha! Who's your daddy, Doc Ock? Ha ha ha!
I laughed so hard.
Wait,
Who's your
what was
daddy?
happening in that scene?
They're playing Go Fish, and Scorpion asks Rhino if he has any threes, and that's Rhino's response is that actually I have a bingo, and who's your daddy, Doc Ock? Which is my favorite line.
Can we cut that? Because I want that in the calculating computer. Who's your daddy, Doc Ock?
Definitely trim that down just a little bit to get to the good stuff. But what the fuck?
So basically, was Bendis writing this, or?
Man, yeah. I think if I had known that you were going to pull a bunch of sound clips, I would have pulled some sound clips from the games that I was responsible for. Because I think that the 2000s were a time of terrible voice acting in games. It's not all bad, but man, it ain't great. It's that's really something.
You know what the 2000s? You know what the 2000s really taught me about video games?
Everyone knows you can't control the symbiote.
It almost sounds like he's about to go into Nobody Expects the Spanish Inquisition.
That was my thought. Is that like John Cleese? Is that actually nearly headless Nick from the Harry Potter movie? Potter, you can't control this symbiote.
That's the crossover we need. Yes. Harry Potter and the mysterious black goo.
Oh, and the goo of mysteriousness. I'm into it.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it's actually, it almost is a little bit Mrs. Doubtfire-y.
Hello!
Hello! You can't control this symbiote!
I love that this whole segment of the show has been, let's not discuss the game and let's play soundboard clips.
Honestly,
never have played this game. We don't know what this is. For all I know, it really is just Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but with Spider-Man in it, which was already a thing. Might as well do a deep dive on what the fuck Mysterio was talking about. Oh, Lord.
So Rhino.
Whoops, I didn't want that one.
Everyone knows.
Last week we talked Metal Gear Solid 4, and most of it was a discussion of shit. So, this
it's true. Okay.
Spider-Man, and this discussion of, acting. So, anyway, John, anything else on Spider-Man, the game that none of us played, and we all played Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, the vastly superior game.
Which was awesome.
Everyone control the symbiote.
Johnny, what's your favorite part of Spider-Man 2?
So Rhino.
Oh, smart, but I won! Ha! Who's your daddy, Doc Ock?
So I tried to cut straight to that, and I missed it by a few seconds.
You're jumping all over the place. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Johnny, great game, great pick. Let's keep it going.
Great voice acting?
No!
Game 2.
So, none of the bosses in this game have official names. All of the names that fans go by and the names that are in the guidebook are nicknames the developers gave each of the bosses in order to distinguish between them, but they have no official titles. So who's got some answers?
Oh, do I?
I got an answer.
The perfect combination of music and trivia for John to get a wrong answer.
Oh, am I?
Oh, he did it.
So everybody says Shadow of the Colossus, which is correct. We got a hat trick.
Yes, indeed.
Does this mean we get to talk about Reign Over Me?
No.
No.
So we got the theme, which I will not repeat, and I was thinking like, what games did I play and I just like really loved in the mid 2000s? It's like, oh, Shadow of the Colossus was awesome, and I remember that soundtrack was great, but we covered that shit. So I pulled up the list of games that we've used previously on the show, and I had one of those moments like come episode 100 when I realized we never played a Dragon Quest game. It's like, wait a minute, we've never done Shadow of the Colossus? Shit, we gotta fix that. This game is awesome.
It sure is. Nothing to me that particularly stands out as memorable about the music, but man, what a game!
I just remember the music being very atmospheric and very epic.
Yes,
and it would kind of change too as you were fighting the bosses and stuff. Like once you were getting like closer to beating him, like the music would change tempo and stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
This is one of the few games where, like, you can say games are art, and I will agree with you. Like, there's not a lot of games where I feel that way, but this is one of them. Like, this is a work of art.
See, John, I'm glad you brought up that point, because I was actually going to bring up that point where I think this game belongs in a damn museum. Like, this game is the truest definition of an experience.
Yeah, like you go to a museum, you look at things, and you feel things. And this game makes you feel things in the same way that like a piece of weird abstract art can. It's great.
Does it?
Most games make you feel things.
John, you seem to have a dissenting opinion. Would you like to elaborate?
Oh, just I thought it was a fine game. I got what they were for, but it didn't. I don't think this game blew me away quite like it did everybody else. Like. Maybe I'm just some kind of giant monster killing sociopath, but like,
hey, it helped Adam Sandler out.
Yeah, speaking of Reign Over Me, no, we're not talking about that just yet.
No,
eventually.
Almost.
No, I don't know, man. It, maybe it's just because it came out when I was like 20 and I didn't give a shit, but like.
Well, see, that's the difference. This came out when I was 19, so it blew my fucking mind.
You were a simpering pussy about it, so just
whoa,
really bad killing all those majestic creatures. Whereas I, sociopathic 20-year-old John, no, you set the objective in front of me. I'm going to stab him in that jewel every time. Like I'm going to climb up that back and just stab that motherfucker till it's dead. Like that's the name of the game. Stab that motherfucker till it's dead. Done.
Well, see, that's one of the things that caught me is like, okay, I'm this. How many fucking fantasy movies or games have you played where it's like, oh yeah, you're the lone hero going off on this epic quest? Like, okay. And I remember this is the first game that I played where you go up to the first Colossus, you climb it, you stab it a bunch, it kills. And then that like awful, sorrowful music comes and that black blood like spews everywhere. It's like, wait, am I the bad guy? Is that what's happening here?
And see, that's the other thing is I don't think I had it spoiled for me. I think I just picked up on it early on. Like, oh, I'm not doing a good thing here. Like, these monsters aren't threatening anybody. Like, I'm the only one here. Like, I'm clearly doing the wrong thing.
Well, then, and I had never played Ico, but this was in the age when people had the internet. So I was aware of Ico. So as this game came out, it's like, what the hell is this? Like, oh, it's the people who made Ico. What the fuck is Ico? Let me Google it. Or let me ask Jeeves, because this may have been before Google. I can't remember.
You go
anyhow
to Vista and you type "take me to Google."
You go to Lycos.
So I remember. Oh God, Lycos. Now we're dating ourselves. So I remember like being aware of Ico and then getting to the end of this game and you get that baby with like the horns. Like, wait, that's like the helmet. And is this connected? Is that, spoiler alert for a, 13-year-old game?
No, David, this game came out this year, you fool.
That
shit.
This game's only like 6 months old.
Yeah, exactly. This came out in February.
But that, I mean, like, I grew up reading, comic books with interconnected continuity, one thing to another, and here I am playing this very artsy game, and then all of a sudden it might be tied into another game that I wasn't realized. Like, wait, is this what? Again, like 19-year-old me, my mind was fucking blown by this.
Yep, this predated the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so connected universe of digital media was just not something we were prepared for.
Yeah,
especially of seemingly unrelated digital media. Like, wait a minute, like you can't just make an arty game and then have it connect loosely to another arty game. What are you trying to do here? That's kind of awesome, Team Ico, you sons of bitches. But yeah, no, it's a super cool game. I mean, I appreciated it just on the level of like you walk out onto that big, bleak ass plain and you can just see off in the distance like, oh yeah, there's a big monster out there. I should probably go fuck that thing up. Like, this is a nice big desolate landscape and I'm going to go across it and find that big monster and fuck it up. Like, I like that. It's almost reminiscent of like Breath of the Wild in that way. Like you walk out of the cave in Breath of the Wild, it's like, oh look, there's that fucking, just you can see for miles. And this is like, yeah, you can see for miles. So I'm gonna go kill you, you motherfucker. I'm gonna stab you in the jewel till you're dead. Yeah.
See, and that's why I like to describe it, as an experience, because it's very hard to describe this game in any way that makes it fun. It's like, oh, Shadow of the Colossus, what's it like? Well, you get dropped in the middle of a field and you have to find a monster and kill it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do? That's it.
Yeah.
You do that 16 times and you're done.
Right.
Like, it's essentially boss rush the game, but you have to walk everywhere.
You say that, that's oxymoron. It's no boss rush, baby. You are a boss taking your time. It's a pretty late boss rush.
It's boss stroll the game.
Exactly.
So it's a walking simulator?
Oh, it's a walking simulator, then it's a climbing on a giant thing simulator, and then it's a stab it until it's motherfucking dead simulator.
So it's Manhunt.
Oh, it's Manhunt, baby. If the men were huge. And God, just imagine Manhunt if you had to climb giant men. And that's basically Shadow of the Colossus. Like, you're given no reason to want to kill these men, but you have to. You're compelled to go kill the men. Oh, God. It's great. No, I was reading something online, like some Facebook group I'm in. They were talking about this year when the remake came out. This guy bought it. He paid the $60 for the PlayStation 4 remake. He's like, guys, I started playing this game, and then I felt so bad after killing the first Colossus that I turned it off, and I decided I'm not going to play the rest of the game. I'm like, okay, man, calm down. Like, don't. No offense, but seriously, don't be a pussy about this. Like, go play the game.
It's a game.
I felt really bad. Well, fucking deal with it and kill the rest of them, asshole.
Exactly, dude. You really paid $60 for this, and you feel some moral objection to killing majestic digital creatures. Like, whoa, buddy, I got a newsflash for you. There's not a lot of games you're gonna enjoy. Like,
yeah,
Christ.
That this game was made for you to do this. This is what the game programmers want you to do. Like, what do you feel bad about here?
Dragon Ball Fighters this year, and it was like, okay, for your first fight, you need to beat up Goku. And I beat up Goku, and I felt so bad about it that I turned off the game.
Well, there's also, I can understand where they're coming from, because there's a fine line. It's not like fighting anything in a video game. There is a very clear difference between like walking through a video game and stabbing a deer in the face that's just drinking at a stream, and walking through a video game and punching a Nazi. They're not the same thing. Like, fuck that Nazi.
Yeah,
yeah, okay, but
a good motivation for killing these things, apart from knowing that you're playing a game and you have to kill them to play the game. Like, I guess technically you could just go explore the whole thing and like document the Colossi and not kill them.
Maybe that's what Shadow of the Colossus was missing. You get a sword, you get a bow, you get a video camera. That's what the game needs.
It's like a Pokemon Snap element to it.
That would be fucking amazing.
And like the longer you're able to film them in their natural habitat, the more the David Attenborough narration kicks in, and it just talks about these majestic colossi. And
oh my god! And the river gets filled with like plastic straws.
Yes. And then and then David Attenborough reveals that he's Thanos, and he would use the gauntlet on us, and it just gets weird. It gets weird real fast.
No, so I can't. I am incapable of feeling bad for a video game because again, it's all just stuff people made up in their head. Like I can watch a movie and feel bad because like if I watch Milo and Otis, there's a few scenes where I'm like, somebody just clearly threw a cat in the river and I feel terrible. But like this is like no, somebody just like typed on the keyboard.
It was a stunt cat.
That's an extreme example, and we all know that Milo and Otis is fucked up. It was made in Japan with no animal supervision. They killed a bunch of animals. Like. That's not a,
It sucks. I love that movie so much.
It's so cute, horrible. But they went through like 12 miles. Like...
there's none of that for Shadow of the Colossus, and it's disgusting that you would compare them.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like I just can't feel bad for a game because it's like just a bunch of shit people made up in their heads. Like that's all it is. It's no harm, no foul.
No, you can't feel bad consuming media unless there's real world tragedy connected to it.
Yeah, usually.
I thought I was the sociopath.
Well, I mean, we've gotten to a point with CG that anything is possible. Like,
fucking hey, man. No, I thought you were gonna say like you can watch a movie and like maybe get misty eyed and cry over it because it's
Well, I mean that happens. Like okay, like you're right.
Milo notice.
I only cry over dead cats. Jesus.
Episode title: Milo and Otis is when we learned John was a sociopath.
No, episode title: I only cry over dead cats.
Yeah, I like that.
Otis.
Poor Milo.
Jesus Christ. We've gotten way off.
Actually, Milo, because Milo has 9 lives, so I mean, they probably killed a couple of them.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Milo and Otis, the cat has 9 lives. They went through 12 of them, so that's what, like 102 Milos?
Yeah, what's 9 times 12?
That's a lot it takes.
108 Milos.
Anyway, it's great, and I don't understand why somebody wouldn't want to complete it on moral grounds. I didn't complete it because I don't know, I got bored and went and played God of War or something. But like,
hot take.
Yeah, no, it's a fine game. I get it. It's it's a very important game. It is artistic as hell, and it's and it was important to reign over me. Jesse, take it.
I thought that movie was really cool because Adam Sandler. People shit on him a lot, and he's made some poor films, but he's having a good time. But I think that movie was really good because, like, Don Cheadle was amazing in that movie, for one. The soundtrack was great. They played that Who song so many times, and it's a great Who song, so it's not like, BS. And, like, Adam Sandler has, like, had some really serious problems. His family died in 9/11. Never forget. That's fucked up. And like, so the only one thing, and like, he was best bros with Don Cheadle, and then now he's just like weird and just plays Shadow of the Colossus. That's like the only thing he can relate to now. And
I would think that Shadow of the Colossus after 9/11 would kind of upset him, destroying large things.
Yeah, maybe it was some sort of weird, I don't know, like
the director
battling
trying to make connection there that I'm not into, man. Yeah. Oh, geez.
I was so close to making a joke, but it's not.
The whole time Jesse was describing like the sadness of Reign Over Me, I just wanted to go, "Whoop-a-de-doo!"
Everyone knows you can't control the symbiote.
Oh. Yep. So Adam Sandler as Mysterio playing Shadow of the Colossus. That's what we need. David, anything else on this game? Great game. Fucking
No, it's a great game, and it's a cool experience.
And it's
I'm
available
glad to have it on the show now.
for remastered, baby. Get that remaster in your PlayStation 4 and play it. And don't pussy out. Play the whole fucking game, people. I mean, seriously, it's a fucking work of art. Just get through it. Ugh.
Game 3.
Non-pass. So, this is our fan request for the evening. This one comes to us from Facebook, from our good friend Joanna. And thank you for the request, Joanna. This game started off as Unreal Warfare and was meant to be a new multiplayer game set in the Unreal universe. However, production problems caused delays, and ultimately the game was developed as a new IP. Well. How you guys feeling?
Pretty good.
Feeling good.
Good. Anybody need extra trivia?
Nah.
I mean, if you got some, go for it.
No, not really.
Okay, cool.
Show me that you have your answers ready, and I'll give some bonus podcaster trivia. This game features the greatest video game television commercial of all time. John Regan says Milo and Otis Battle Royale. He is sadly incorrect. Jesse and David are both correct. It's Gears of War. Hell yeah. What a commercial.
I don't remember this commercial.
Whoa, really?
Well, when you said the greatest video game commercial, I thought you were talking about Super Smash Brothers for the N64.
No, that was pretty great. Gears of War beat it, though. I mean, it was just, it got your attention, man. Like, it almost made me want to get a new 360 after the one that I had Red Ring of Death. No, I'm kidding. I never owned a 360. You never saw this commercial? It's really somber, and it's got the lead character Marcus Phoenix running through the streets and then being confronted by a giant monster while fucking Mad World by Gary Jules is playing.
No, I missed this completely.
It really might be a fucking like one of the most iconic pieces of marketing of all time. Like it just man, that's not the tone of the game at all, but it just really got your fucking attention. Like, one, it's like these crispy new 360 graphics. He's like looking in a puddle and seeing his reflection, and then there's like rain and water, and he's running away from some unseen threat, and it's just somber piano music, and then a fucking giant monster pops up, and I don't know, man. It made it. I think it made people sit up and take notice. People that weren't David Fleming. Jesse, did you ever play some Gears of War, man? You got some experience with this one?
Yeah, I got it for my birthday one year, and it was pretty sweet. Me and a buddy co-opted and beat it. Took us a while, but the co-op in that game is sweet. Like hiding behind stuff. That was like one of the big cover shooters that like really said, hey, you can have a really sweet third-person shooter and it not be all clunky and stuff. And like, they were kind of slow and lumbering, but they were big dudes in armor with gigantic chainsaw guns. So I mean,
exactly. Slow and lumbering if they're the most jacked motherfucker of all time, Marcus Phoenix.
I know. Yeah. And Cold Train, don't forget him.
No, see, sadly, my full experience with Gears of War is knowledge of commercials, so that it's just a really good third-person shooter, and it features jacked-ass dudes. Like, I'm just not an Xbox guy, but I know these games are cool. Yeah. It was fun reading like the development trivia and stuff for it. It was supposed to be an Unreal game, and then they decided to kind of change it up, and so it was going to be a first-person shooter for a while, and then at some point they decided to change over to a third-person view, and I think it was a good move, man. Like, especially nowadays, you look back, it's like, the world has enough first-person shooters. Like a third-person cover-based shooter, especially like with some good co-op and shit. Yeah, that is good stuff. So, nice that it set itself apart. And also, I do believe it has a gun that has a chainsaw on it.
Yeah, the bayonets were cool. Hold my beer.
It's also fun. I was reading the trivia, and I guess the bad guy or the bad evil whatever force in the game is called the Locust or whatever. And originally they were going to call it Geist. But during development, Nintendo beat them to market with a game called Geist.
Oh, yeah.
So they had
completely different.
Like, go back and do a little re-recording and stuff like that. It's like, okay, fine. Locust. Sure, let's go with that.
Which, speaking of re-recording, I feel bad for John DiMaggio, who plays Marcus Phoenix, because he plays him with that, like, super low, gravelly voice, which is murder on your vocal cords.
That is
so that guy, like,
natural register.
he must have decimated his voice just to record this, because I remember seeing cutscenes where he's just like, "Hey, are you all right?" Like, oh god, how did you do that for 6 hours a day?
That's great. Now, I'm wondering how many times people have tried to make fun mashup videos where it's Marcus Phoenix being voiced by Bender. Yeah, it just seems like a natural connection. Or just putting a new skin into the game and making a jacked ass Bender to play Gears of War as. Like,
we've got to go in there. We've got to defeat the Locusts. We've got to save them. Bite my shiny metal ass.
We gotta kill all humans. What was that, Phoenix? Kill all locusts. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. The game's super cool. Again, like, this is one of those things. It's like, as close as I ever got to wanting to buy an Xbox. Like, this almost sold me on it, and makes sense because it's one of the only like original IPs that Microsoft has kept working with in the last few years. Like, what did they announce at this year's E3? They announced Halo.
Three Gears of War games.
Yeah, and then 3 fucking Gears of War games, including Funko Pop Gears of War. Ooh. So Gears of War still kind of going strong.
Yeah. I still like it,
I'm glad it's still around because it seems cool. I don't know a thing about the lore or the continuing story, but if the continuing story is jacked ass dudes using chainsaw guns to fight disgusting monsters in gory situations, I see why it keeps going. Like, it's got what people want out of their Xbox games.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also fun, little trivia. Apparently, they kind of tacked multiplayer and like co-op onto this at the last moment. Like, it was originally like apparently the thing I was reading said 90% of their development time was spent working on like the solo campaign, which is cool. You don't hear a whole lot about that these days. Not that this game came out 12 fucking years old now, but it's cool that they put a lot into the solo campaign where other games at that time probably would have been focused pretty heavily on the multiplayer aspect. And then it turned out that they made a really dope multiplayer game out of it. So, I don't know. It's almost like this company. What's this company's name? Epic? It's almost like they make good multiplayer games or multiplayer games that people like to play. I don't know where I'm getting that idea, though.
Hot take.
Oh, Johnny, do you even know why that's a hot take?
Perfect response.
Man. Yeah. Is there Gears of War content in Fortnite yet?
Ooh, good question.
Like, I feel like there should be. Like, why wouldn't there be?
I feel like there wouldn't be because of licensing issues, but
yeah, Thanos was in it.
You know,
oh, that's true.
Epic Games makes Gears of War and Fortnite. That's what I was getting at. So, you know, maybe it would just be the fact that a chainsaw gun would kind of wreck Fortnite because you spend so much time in Fortnite building stairs out of like rickety that if a guy came in with a gun that's also a chainsaw, you know, he kind of wins the game. Like, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I want that. I want that real bad. I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite this week, and fuck that fucking game, man. I can't build like these motherfuckers can. It's crazy.
Wasn't there? Now we gotta look it up. But wasn't there a Gears of War character in Mortal Kombat? Because I feel like there was.
That sounds ridiculous, but I think you're right.
Cool.
I think there was like a Locust character. Or
yeah, it was like one of the generals from the Locust.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I was going to say, I don't remember like Marcus Phoenix showing up in that. I feel like I would have, you know, well, no, I wouldn't have known about it because it probably would have been an Xbox exclusive character, and I was busy playing as like Kratos and shit. So, yeah. You know, it's probably General Ram, the big bad of the first game from Killer Instinct. That's probably what you're trying to think of.
Or maybe, yeah.
I totally saw that straight out of the chat, baby. Thank you, Michael, in the chat for pointing at that. But yeah, you know, I'm cool with Gears of War making more crossovers, especially if it's into Fortnite. Because seriously, I've been playing Fortnite on the Switch, and it needs a little more Gears of War because it kind of feels like I'm playing a dumb cartoon, and I would rather play something more like Gears of War. So make that happen, Epic Games. I'm into it. Johnny, anything else on Gears of War? Your favorite game before we move on?
No, I just like your take of what it's like to play a dumb cartoon.
Everyone knows you can't control the symbiote.
All the time in Fortnite, you try to control the symbiote when you're building that staircase to nowhere, and then you lose the game. It's ridiculous. So, you know, I'm gonna go do some Gears of War inspired shoulder and trap exercises, and in the meantime, let's move on to the next game.
Game 4.
All right. In this game, there is a legendary sword named Elton Brand that can be obtained after the player performs certain actions. You have to do a quest called Shasev's Key. Upon completing this quest, if you have 11,171 gold in your inventory, you will be given a dialogue option that says, "Go to hell, Carolina." If you pick this option, you are then given the sword. This Easter egg is a reference to NBA player Elton Brand, who played for Duke. The quest is named after the coach, Krzyzewski.
Man, there's no way that David is making it back from that pee.
Yeah, he's disqualified.
You guys asked me how long, and I said a minute, but then he took like 15 to 20 seconds to get up.
Yeah.
I made my move. I went and got all the supplies I need to make another drink. And everybody knows if you got to pee during Game That Tune, you don't leave the fucking set, baby. You just go where you got to go. So, anyway, man.
All right, let's see some answers.
What have we got here?
Oh shit. I got this weird thing on up here and okay. I am too fucking drunk to figure this out. And then John and David, who are still playing the game, picked Morrowind. And which is correct. So has anyone here played The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind?
That's a pass on me.
I started with Oblivion.
Oh, okay. Man, I used to play the hell out of this game. And like doing research for this and listening to the music, I was worried. I was like, am I going to remember any of this music? And as soon as I hit like the first song, I was like, holy shit. It was like it all came back, and I was watching videos of it and stuff, and this one dude beat it in 4 minutes and 19 seconds, and I was like, why didn't you just wait 1 extra minute for the sex number? You know, come on, guys.
Seriously. Gee.
But still, like the way he beat it was ridiculous. Like he didn't like glitch anything out or anything. Like he legitimately like used spells and potions and was in the right spot at the right time and like flew across the map and did all this weird stuff that you could do if you were really good at the game. And just kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. But
that doesn't seem possible.
like when you watch it, like half the stuff, I'm like, I don't know how the fuck he's doing this stuff, but he's doing stuff. Like there's this one scene in the game where you're walking down and you hear someone screaming and you look straight up and this dude is just falling out of the sky, and like the guy loots him while he's still like. Just as he hits the ground, like before he actually falls over, like he loots him right then. Like it's so quick, and he's like loot, and he takes the stuff he needs. I think he actually pickpocketed him, which is even more like how do you pickpocket a person falling from 40 stories? Like you have to be really quick with your hands.
Dude, skill level 100, obviously.
Yeah, but
kill it, baby.
Yeah, but like these games, like oh man. They take so much like time and care to like make the worlds seem like people actually live in them and stuff. It's so weird. Like there's people that write those books. When you find a book in Morrowind or any of the Elder Scrolls games, like there's at least like 2 or up to 10 pages of like text someone had to write for a fake book in a video game, you know?
I mean, the level of detail in those games is fucking absurd. Like, I can't even imagine being the guys that were working on this. Like, I mean, and there's guys out there willing to take in that information, like consume these books, and
So
the guys that run the Morrowind wiki have to be the most like absurd nerds in the world. Like,
so a few episodes back, we mentioned Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I think that was one of the games that I did, and so I've been replaying that, and I'm so frustrated because after playing Oblivion, where when you travel between places, there's a lot of shit for you to do in between locations. And Grand Theft Auto does not have that. You have a lot of fucking empty nothing. Like, the amount of detail they put into these games is bananas. Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. I guess, that is kind of a funny thing about Grand Theft Auto. There isn't really much to get you sidetracked besides just the overall scope of the world and wanting to drive your car up a mountain. You know, but like, it's... You're not really going to get like stopped by somebody on the side of the road and be like, "Hey, help me change my tire, CJ," or like, "I got a mission for you, CJ." Like, nope, you pretty much go from mission to mission to do your thing. But, like,
yeah, whereas like in another Scrolls game, like, "Hey, do you want to come join the Thieves Guild?" You're like, "Fuck yes, I do."
I've been waiting for somebody to ask me that.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I've yet to actually beat an Elder Scrolls game because I just start doing just stuff, you know. I'm like, I'm gonna walk this way, and then I'm in a dungeon, you know, with too much stuff in my bags, and I gotta find like, you know, a dead body to throw a bunch of armor on and then leave.
Okay, so that does carry over then from like my experience, you know, playing like Fallout and shit. That's the only way I can really relate to these Elder Scrolls games is through Fallout. But like the you know, you're like over encumbered and you can't move thing, just like. You know, I can't not take the loot. Like, you expect me to not take it from the... Yeah, he's dead. He doesn't want it. You know, give me that leather, you know, bracer or whatever. And then it's like, you're over encumbered, you can't move. And you can only, like, inch forward. It's like, no, okay. It's that old game of, like, now what don't I need? And then you realize that you're carrying a bunch of, like... You know, you accidentally picked up a bunch of garbage at some point. I don't know how much junk there is in Morrowind versus, like, Fallout.
Oh yeah, you can collect a bunch of the stuff that's useless.
Yeah,
I'm sure, like, you know, like in Fallout, somehow I always unwittingly collect a bunch of cans, and then in Morrowind, it's probably like, you know, fucking skeleton bones or something. It's like, why am I holding all these goddamn bones?
I think it's like, goblets. Like, why do I have so many wine goblets?
I don't need these. So it would be kind of cool to play the game and try and find every goblet in the world, and then just like mound them up in whatever your like, you know, home is.
People have done that.
I don't have an original thought.
Please play the hot take sound.
No, because it's not a hot take because people have done it. I once saw a blog post where some dude got blackout drunk, proceeded to play through Oblivion and punch every single person in the face and kill them. Like, he was, you know, he's like, okay, so I have a save at like 11 p.m. at night, then I have another save at about 4 in the morning, and I don't know what I did in those 5 hours. And then he pulls it up and everybody's dead.
That's why we live stream these days, baby, so you can get blackout drunk and there's a video record of what you've done. Like,
there you go.
Oh no! Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, Jesse, tell us all the lore of Morrowind.
Well, I don't really know a whole lot of the lore. I always liked whenever I'd find the dwarven temples and stuff, because there aren't any dwarves left. Like, they're all dead. So it was like you finding stuff from like a ancient civilization, and sometimes there'd be like weird like steam powered robots in there that would fuck you up. And the glass weapons were really cool. Let's see. One of my favorite things to do, and I'm glad it's carried over in the other Elder Scrolls games, is alchemy. But the biggest thing, to find the ingredients and to find out what the ingredients actually do. So you can just eat the ingredients. And so there's just anything in the game you can find, you can eat it. And so like eat a bunch of crap, and then like when you leave the menu screen, like your character just starts making these noises, and like, good effects and bad effects are happening to you at the same time, and it's kind of funny. And I just imagine, like NPCs watching you, like, that dude just ate some glass and some bat wings and then a bunch of rocks. What is his problem?
Oh man, see, now there needs to be some kind of achievement or something for like playing the game and eating everything. Like, he ate everything.
Feed me more. Elder Scrolls right back.
I told you, he ate everything. Oh man, see, that's a fun playthrough. Like, not saying eat just everything that comes your way, but you have to eat one of everything before completing the game.
Yeah.
It'd be a fun way to play Morrowind. Like, not just, oh, you looted a bunch of stuff, now eat it all. No. At some point, you got to taste it. You got to get a little nibble.
I feel like in Morrowind, though, you had more choices. Like, you could eat more ridiculous stuff. Like, I think you could maybe eat, like, plates and stuff, too. And then, like, in Oblivion and Skyrim, they scaled it back to more bite-sized things. So,
yeah, I'm, still great. I'm in favor of eating mechanics. Because, yeah, I mean, if there was more stuff you could eat in Fallout without, feeling bad and like you're wasting it and like using it up before you actually need it, then I would eat it. Like, I got this Deathclaw hand. I should probably just eat it. I'm realistically never going to make that Deathclaw weapon. Like, oh, you got, this guy's leather codpiece. Fine, I'll eat it. I'm not happy about it. Maybe I should just drop that instead of eat it. Yeah, okay, drop the codpiece. But yeah, that would present an interesting dilemma. Like, do you eat this or drop it? That's the name of the game.
Always eat it.
Yeah, exactly. That's somewhere near the episode title. Just always eat it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, cool. So, I don't know if there's much else besides the fact that I've always been confused. Like, Morrowind is Elder Scrolls 3. Has anybody ever really played Elder Scrolls 1 or 2? Or are they like Street Fighter 1? Like,
two is called Daggerfall. I know PC gamers have probably played that. And 1, I have no idea about that at all. But
yeah, as far as my brain knows, this series started as Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, and went from there. So I don't know. Maybe one day they'll remaster those other 2 Elder Scrolls games, but I don't think they will, because
6 is on the way.
I was gonna say, they just announced some big thing at E3. I think it was Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh man.
It was a shot of a landscape, the words Elder Scrolls 6, and a bunch of people went, oh!
Myself included. I started playing Skyrim again.
Yeah. I do love the idea that, it's the Elder Scrolls 6, you boot it up, and then for some reason it is just Skyrim again. That's it's not a bad idea, man. Yeah. So, anything else on Skyrim before we move on?
I know there was a bug thing that you could eat called skooma, and it was supposedly get dark elves high.
Now, see, that sounds like that's one letter off. I'm looking at my keyboard, and I think you meant Akuma.
Almost.
If you could eat Akuma in Morrowind and get Elven high,
that would be absurd.
Like, it'd be
how absurd.
cool. Just making sure my soundboard still works. Great pick, man. Johnny, let's keep it going.
Game 5.
So, the timeline of this game is vastly unclear. Design influences of cars and architecture point to a possible setting ranging from the 1970s to the early 2000s. Because of the contradicting factors, it's impossible to pin the game as taking place in a specific era. This was specifically intended by the developers, who wanted to create a timeless atmosphere that allowed all players to relate the game to their own life experiences. How's everybody feeling?
Terrible.
Awful.
Oh, that's not how we want to finish the show.
I feel great.
Hey. Good, John. Thank you. That probably means he's wrong, but let's see what we got, man. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, so Jesse Moore says The Sims, which is unfortunately incorrect. John Regan says that Frisky Dingo game, which I wish were a thing. And David Fleming, this might be the first he's ever drawn on the show.
Whoa!
It's just been a long time.
It's been a minute. David draws a penis, which is sadly incorrect. No, this game is Bully.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody play Bully?
Oh, it's been a second.
Oh, I'm seeing shaking heads. I'm so sad about that. Bully is fucking dope. Yeah. So as to the trivia, they didn't want to pin it down to a specific time period so that anybody playing it could relate it to like their own time at school. Though I don't know what's super relatable about going to a fucking boarding school. I guess there are still people in this world that go to boarding school. I'm not really sure. But
that's where the trivia fucked me up because you said like the design of the buildings and cars. I was like, all right, it's a racing game. What were racing games in the 2000s?
Yeah, sorry about that. I maybe could have knocked that off, but yeah, no, actually, it's funny. The cars in the game, I believe, are actually all like taken from Grand Theft Auto, not just in model, but like that literally has like the names on them. So this is part of the Grand Theft Auto verse. Sadly, Jimmy Hopkins never turns up in anything else. But yeah, so they just wanted to make a timeless game where you're playing as a troubled teenager, hanging out at school, doing his thing. But man, so David, you did play this one.
I played it briefly.
Yeah, you didn't finish it. This because it took me a minute, but it was one of those games where I distinctly remember like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break, man. This game's kind of getting away from me, and then I came back and I finished it. And it was a fun game.
No, this is one of those like right when I got a PS2, it's like I have a PS2 now. I gotta play everything, and I kind of like picked and chose from a whole bunch of stuff and didn't go back and finish a lot of them. Right. And this was one of the ones that I sadly didn't get the chance to go back and finish.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as I was remembering the game, I'm like, I remember this game kind of getting a little out of hand. Like, I kind of liked it more in the early stages of the game where it was like a going to school simulator. It's like, what I didn't enjoy? High school. But what's kind of fun? A virtual version of high school where I can kiss the girls and actually do well in class. So, this is fun for me, man. Like I legit actually enjoyed like the class modes in the game. Like they were like fun puzzles and things to solve. But early on in the game, it's like it's like a low stakes like teenage Grand Theft Auto, but like none of the weird controversial shit that they thought was surrounding this game. You're not actually playing like a bully. You're playing a guy who doesn't back down from a fight, but he's like protecting the nerdy kids. And just kind of he's an ass beater and he's doing his thing, but he's not really a bully, And then it's just like you're accepting missions from other kids at the school. It's like, yeah, I need your help getting my comic books back from that guy. I'll give you $2. It's like, make it $5, motherfucker, and you got yourself a deal. It's like this is such a low stakes story. I fucking love it.
I feel like Rockstar really had your number because they had Grand Theft Auto, where you have to like play going to a gym. And then you have Bully where you have to play going to school. Like,
oh yeah, they were covering all the things that I would do normally in life, and and I could do it better in a video game. Like, I'm not actually going to go to the gym, but man, CJ's jacked, and I sure hated high school, but I like Bully's version of high school, the one where I can become the most popular kid in school, and also like, I don't know, skateboard without falling over and throw stink bombs at people. Like it's a pretty good version of high school, man.
Yeah, maybe that's why it didn't stick with me. I just remember playing it. It's like, this is Grand Theft Auto Jr., where you're still going around and like kind of being a dick, but instead of like shooting people, you're just throwing rocks at people.
Right. No, see, and that's the thing. I do like that they're, for all the escalation in the game, at no point does it really turn into Grand Theft Auto. You never get a real gun. I'm trying to remember if you get anything that you can even shoot. Like, one of the big missions early on, you get a slingshot. It's like, okay, this is Bart Simpson levels of mischief. Like,
I definitely remember a slingshot, but I don't think the projectile weaponry did not advance beyond that.
I thought maybe at some point later in the game, and I might be misremembering, but I thought maybe you got like a potato cannon. But I'm not even sure if that's a thing.
That's probably the equivalent of the Grand Theft Auto rocket launcher.
Exactly. You got a fucking potato cannon, you can really destroy the entire school. You never get to fucking drive a real car, so there's no moment in the game where you get to plow down a bunch of fucking civilians with your car. You don't get to simulate a school shooting. Like, all these things that people probably looked at this game and thought, oh man, this is going to be disgusting and terrible. No, they weren't there. It was a simple story of a fucking troubled ass-beaten boy who got sent to boarding school and just kind of made his way. Like, it's almost like Harry Potter with no magic. Like, I kind of wish they had just kept it like a simple boarding school story, like just your adventure.
I read a completely different thing. I got a completely different thing out of Harry Potter.
I said no magic.
I feel like Degrassi.
I think I might.
The only controversy I remember about this game is that you could kiss a boy.
Right.
And people got super pissed about that.
It was back in the day, man. Kissing boys wasn't in fashion at the time. But yeah, I liked it better as it was early on in the game. Like, you're just going around school and helping kids and taking classes, and then later on, like, you get expelled, you go into the town, you start helping those people. Eventually, like the last part of the game is absurd. Like, the fucking sociopath kid Gary has taken over the school, and you've got to stop him. It's like, okay, no, you've lost it, bully. It should have been, actually, okay, no, you know what it needs to be? It needs to be like fucking, like Stardew Valley, but you're a kid at a boarding school. Like, you've got the time that you've got to do what you want to do, and you play it your way. Like, you go to school, you want to beat up the jocks, you beat up the jocks. You want to kiss the nerdy girl, you kiss the nerdy girl. You want to take your classes, you take the classes. You spend your free time doing what you want to do. You advance your skills. And then at the end of the year, you receive some sort of grade for how you've done. Your dead grandpa comes back in ghost form. And, like, I'm quite frankly into that. But it kind of got into this absurd story of like having to win the school back and like win the favor of the dean and all this. And it kind of lost me at the end. But it's a really fun game. God, I'm trying to think of...
And that's no bully.
You really got me thinking about this Harry Potter thing. Like, one of my favorite episodes of the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon is the one where Sonic loses his ability to run fast and he has to figure out how to get through his shit without running fast. I would like to see a Harry Potter movie where everybody loses their magic.
Todd, you watch Degrassi.
I was wondering where you were going because, like, you were talking about Harry Potter and it got me thinking about the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons. Like, John, that was a clear decade before Harry Potter. How is this going to connect?
John, everything gets you thinking about the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Come off it, man.
I mean, that it's relevant because in that Sonic cartoon, a wizard takes away his speed.
Exactly. Could have been Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Sonic speed.
I'm not making this episode up. It's a real episode of the show.
I know you're not, man. Fuck this. Yeah.
No, man, that's one of my favorite things is to bring up ridiculous video game episodes that are real, like that time that the Super Mario Brothers had to rescue Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Everyone knows you can't control the symbiote.
Is that the new Mario 2 sound?
I think so. We need to combine the two.
Yes.
Don't play at the same time right now, John. I'll do it in editing. But yeah, no, this is the game I was talking about when you alluded to bad voice acting, because this game, continues Rockstar's tradition of not hiring very many like prominent voice actors, and then just kind of relying on, I guess, in-house talent and nobodies. And I was watching a playthrough of it, and man, the voice acting in this game leaves something to be desired early on. But then, like, as you continue in the game, it smooths out. So it's almost like they just recorded the first scene on like the first day of making the game. It's like, okay, hold on. We need to actually get like a fucking voice director in here, because like this sounds like shit. That first scene was terrible, but let's help smooth it out. Let's do a refresh, and then the rest of the game will be okay. So it's there's part of it that's horrendous mid-2000s voice acting, but there's other parts of it that are perfectly acceptable. So it's a cool game. It's fun. I was trying to remember the different classes you get to take, because seriously, that maybe I'm some kind of fucking nerd ass, but like I enjoy doing the classes. I don't remember the benefit of doing the classes. Like you could pass 5 classes and get some sort of benefit for your character, and like the English class was literally just like a word scramble. Like they put letters on the screen, you have to unscramble them and make as many words as possible using those letters. I love doing puzzles like that. That's my shit. That's that busy work they would give you in like 7th grade Spanish class, and it's there in a game, baby, and I'm excelling at it. Like the art class was like this weird do you guys remember that really obscure PC game Jez Ball?
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. The art, for some reason, the art game is Jez Ball, but it's eventually drawing out of it.
I'm sorry, one more time.
And the chemistry game is like Guitar Hero, basically. You got to input the right buttons at the right time.
So it's like Young Einstein.
Yeah, exactly. And if you fuck it up, you blow something up and you fail. But the classes were all fun, just like little distractions. It was a fun, tiny little world to explore. I just, I kind of wish they could have kept it from going off the rails at the end, and just made it like a fun school year of a game. Like I'd be, I don't know, man. It seems fun. I feel like they need to revisit it. Like just, not saying bully in college, but like set up some scenario where you got to do like 4 years at Bullworth. And you just like you do your thing. Like it just
Bully Harvard edition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want bully at college.
Wait, what?
I do want bully at college. That sounds great.
Bully goes to college. Yeah, that's the long rumored Bully 2.
Back to school.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Featuring Dustin Diamond as the voice of whatever the main character's named.
Nope.
Should have gone with Mr. Belding, but you went with Dustin Diamond. You fucked up, Johnny. Jeez. Yeah, man. It was a fun game. It was cool. Rewatching a little bit of the gameplay this week. Just it kind of took me back. It's like, oh yeah, man, just skateboarding around, throwing stink bombs, doing bicycle races, taking girls to the carnival, and all these character models are butt ugly. Like, oh, it's the mid-2000s, all right, baby. Like, it was good times. So, yeah, Bully was dope. And it was, I forgot that this one came out after, like, San Andreas. Rockstar was on a little bit of a good roll here. Like, they had San Andreas, and then they had the Warriors, and then they had Bully. Like, Rockstar had my fucking attention at that time. Like, I was playing those games. So, good on them, man. I was enjoying those Rockstar games back in the mid-2000s. Thanks, John. Thanks for picking this theme and making me think about this time in my life. It was fun. It really was. I'm not being facetious here. I'll even allow you to say the name of the theme.
Oh, Naughty Oddies.
I survived. I feel okay with that. Okay. Yeah, man. Good times, good tunes. I think it's time to take you to the calculating computer, man.
Lightning round.
What have you done?
So right now we have a 3-way tie, And
Who is in last?
I'm last, and I won last week. So.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So what I've done is, if you'll remember earlier today, earlier tonight, I very quickly listed the villains from Spider-Man, and hopefully you weren't paying attention, because this lightning round is going to very quickly go through a few Spider-Man villains, and whoever gets it the most Spider-Man villains, you have to guess if they appeared in the Spider-Man 2000 game or not. Whoever gets it the most right wins Game Neptune this week.
Good luck.
All right, we're going to start with David. David, Vulture.
Not in.
That is correct. All right. Jesse, Lizard.
Yes.
No, he was not in the game. Fuck. And this is sudden death, so like Jesse, you're out now. Sorry.
Whoa!
By the way,
Jesus Christ!
All right, John, Sandman.
No.
That is correct. All right, David.
Seriously, how would you render sand on a PlayStation 1?
They could do it. David,
No.
Green Goblin.
not in.
That's correct. John, Scorpion.
He's in.
Yep. All right.
Play the clip.
What's that?
No, don't.
No, I'm not doing it. David, Chameleon.
Not in.
That's correct. God damn it. You guys are good. John, Mysterio.
Hold on. Let me think about this. I need to go mess with the symbiote. Need to try and control the symbiote to get the answer. No, he's in.
David, Dr. Octopus.
He is in.
Okay. John, Grey Goblin.
Grey Goblin?
Did you just make up characters?
No, I'm on a list of Spider-Man villains on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Okay, no.
That's correct. I might need another lightning round. David, Rhino.
He is in.
God damn it. John, Electro.
He's in.
David, Captain America.
He is in. And also not a villain.
I know.
Or
John,
is he?
If you get to White Rabbit, I'm calling the lightning round.
John,
John.
Hydra.
John, Black Cat.
No.
No, she is in the game. David is this week's winner.
David wins by the
Calculating
most bullshit
computer
lightning
activity.
round ever.
Computers. Beeps.
George Lucas slamming his dick in a
Scoring complete. This game's winner is... David Fleming.
Wow. Who saw that coming? Thanks, calculating computer. You really settled that one. Jesus Christ, John. That was a really interesting finish.
Wait, so okay, I thought it was just like the bosses, and then you went into like cameo characters.
Well, because
all of a sudden.
I think we
like
went
you
through,
changed like the rules like 3 or 4 times during the
we
entire
went-
lightning round.
One, we went through all the bosses. Like yes.
Well, that was a poorly planned lightning round.
It was.
John, we're not that drunk. So anyway, great game tonight, man. If it had to go to anybody besides me or Jesse or John, it should go to David. So,
Great game, everybody. Shitty lightning round.
what a mysterious lightning round this was. David, what do you got planned for next week's episode?
How about a lightning round?
I'm trying to beat the mysterious as many times as possible.
I was thinking about going back to a personal favorite wheelhouse of mine and doing handhelds. We haven't done handhelds in a while.
Sure haven't. Cool. That's good because this game, this week's theme. Not that it prohibited my selection of handhelds, but I was like, I'll just pull up a list of 3DS games that came out in 2000. Oh wait, crud.
Which I don't know if we've ever officially established in the canon rules of this show, but the Nintendo Switch counts as both a home console and a handheld.
Sure.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's what you're trying to go for.
I'm just saying, if somebody wants to pick a Switch game, I'm not going to, but if somebody wants to.
Okay, I believe you, David. Great theme, and I can't wait to hear your Switch pick next week.
God damn it, he's onto me.
That was so unsmooth. So great game tonight, guys. A lot of fun. A lot of awesome music from that fantastic decade. Johnny, what decade was that?
The Naughty Oddies.
It sure was. God, I think I'm having a heart attack. Yeah, great game tonight, guys. Thanks for everybody for watching along with us live on twitch.tv/GameThatTune, youtube.com/GameThatTune, and facebook.com/GameThatTune. A lot of fun chatter in the chat room tonight, so thanks to everybody that's tuning in live with us every Wednesday at 9. Thank you for those that are listening in podcast form. Our podcast comes out Wednesday mornings. And thanks for listening. We're in iTunes and at GameThatTune.com and anywhere else you get your podcasts. And I drank too much tonight. What else do we have?
Patreon.
No, I was going to thank our requester first. But yeah, Patreon's a good idea. Thanks. You should check out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for fun exclusives. We've got mixtapes. We've got GTT Gems, the 30-20-10 of video game music. We've got Jesse's Covered Up series where he talks about and plays music from his favorite video game music cover bands. And, you help us keep the lights on and buy new equipment. So thank you to everybody that goes to Patreon. Throw us a couple of bucks. We'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you to our Patreon super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger and Lance Revere. You guys are fantastic. And thank you to Joanna for your request tonight. She sent it to us via Facebook. So find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GameThatTune. Hit us up there. Or you can email your requests, gamethattune@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at GameThatTune and slide into those DMs. Or you can find us individually on Twitter. I'm there at JGangsta187. You can find John Regan on Twitter at
JPReganJR.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find this week's winner, David Fleming, on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Shit yeah, my man. What do you got for the bonus tunes tonight?
For bonus tunes, I picked a battle. It's a violent encounter. It's one of the battle themes when you fight a Colossus in Shadow of the Colossus.
Awesome. Thanks for everybody for listening. Peace out. Spider-Man is copyright 2000, Activision Publishing Incorporated. Shadow of the Colossus is copyright 2005, Sony Computer Entertainment America Incorporated. Gears of War is copyright 2006, Epic Games Incorporated. The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind is copyright 2002, Bethesda Softworks LLC. Bully is copyright 2006, Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated.